If you are interested in celebrating the American holiday known as Thanksgiving, then perhaps today's dumpster find is for you. That is assuming you're okay overlooking some controversial history, such as...
It's turkey time.
Today's dumpster find is the 1980 cartoon short Thanksgiving in the Land of Oz. Thanksgiving in the Land of Oz, or Dorothy in the Land of Oz, features the voices of Sid Caesar, Bob Ridgely, Joan Gerber, Frank Nelson, Lorene Tuttle, and Misha Bond. The alternate titles refer to the different edits of the cartoon, so they could simply edit out the minute references to Thanksgiving throughout and show it on television all year round. Goody. Dorothy, in her mashup Lucy from Peanuts and Matilda costume, is back in Oz. Or not. She's just dreaming. Understandable that she's trying to pretend she is not in that room. What kind of wallpaper is this?
I was back in Oz.
You mean you were dreaming?
Oz is more than just a dream.
It was more like a bad acid trip, Auntie Em. Get it right. It turns out the house is being repossessed by the bank and they have to be out by the next day. That's why they're not packing so much as cooking a big farewell dinner.
But if you both are gonna live in the old folks' home, and I'm staying with my cousins, we won't see each other hardly at all.
Well, there's always the U.S. mails.
You're proposing mailing yourselves to and from the old folks' home? Wait, go back. What did you say?
Well, there's always the U.S. mails.
Oh, plural, as in mails from the U.S. could carry you to and from the old folks' home. Much better.
Somebody's stealing the minced pie.
That's probably for the best. Pies, like words, should never be minced. Dorothy chases after it anyway, but it turns out the thief is none other than the Wizard of Oz?
I've come upon hard times since ballooning back to Kansas.
That'll happen when you leave a place called the Emerald City for, well, a place called Kansas.
Are you still in the balloon business?
What kind of balloon business?
I really shouldn't be doing this.
Shut up, Morgan Freeman. At least until that's out of your system. Then please continue. His business is apparently failing because he built his last balloon, a giant green turkey, before dawn.
A piece of sage advice, my dear. Never create a masterpiece in the dark.
I can't argue with that. Next thing we know, the balloon slips out of the wizard's grasp, grabs the mince pie, and begins floating away. Dorothy and Toto get a hold of the rope, and it pulls them up into the air.
Hey, there's enough gas in there to lift you round the world.
That's comforting.
Oz is everything that Oz can be.
Oh no, it's a musical. I think this scene is setting a bad example for children. Yes, kids, trust your dog to hang on if you are ever in such a life or death situation. They eventually land in Oz. I suppose I should have guessed that. It is called Dorothy in the Land of Oz.
Oh dear, this isn't Kansas, is it? California.
You're getting warmer.
Is that a pun, or are they suggesting California is somewhere near Oz? Jack Pumpkinhead tells Dorothy that even though the Wicked Witch is still dead, they now have an even worse enemy.
Tyrone the Terrible Toy Tinker?
Where is it?
The vast array of villainous creature archetypes, and all you could come up with was a toy tinker?
He brings all the toys to life, and for all the wrong reasons.
Wait, exactly what is the right reason to bring toys to life? Tyrone the Terrible Toy Tinker has an army of soldiers, it seems, that he is waiting to bring to life one day to storm and take over the Emerald City. He can bring them to life with this keg containing the powder of life. Is the keg itself immune to coming to life? Because it should be dancing right about now. I guess it does say it needs to be on the surface, but the powder is on the surface of the inside of the keg. Maybe the keg is dancing on the inside. I think this cartoon's melting my brain. Tyrone suddenly grabs the powder keg, brings the turkey to life, and flies back to his lair. Jack proposes that they take the underground passage to Kukula Mountain, where Tyrone's lair is, and get the powder back before he uses the rest of it.
Won't he use it right away?
Look, it's almost sundown. The powder of life only works by light of day.
That seems like a crucial part of the entire thing. The instructions on the keg were on a little square in unnecessarily big font. They couldn't find a space to add that part. The passage is guarded by a hungry tiger. Dorothy proposes that they can feed the mince pie to him to get past him.
Now, just a minute, I got no desire to be eaten here.
Oh my gosh, the pie just spoke words to me.
Apparently, some of the powder got onto the pie, so now they have a living pie. Useful and hilarious indeed. To pass the time walking to the passage, Dorothy tells Jack about the American pioneers. Not sure if we're avoiding the word pilgrim so it can be shown year-round on television, or if we simply forgot about that word, but moving on.
With pains in your button.
No! Wait, why is the wizard suddenly huge?
You'll stand up to the bullies, you'll help the weak along.
And crush them with each dance step. How many millions of people died in this dance number? The tiger tries to scare them, then his conscience takes over and he can't eat them. The pie says that Tyrone is so evil that the tiger could eat Tyrone without his conscience saying it's wrong, so the tiger joins them on their journey to the lair. Another great lesson for kids. Mean people deserve to be eaten guilt-free. Good idea. On their way, they find TikTok. Not the app, not the Kesha song, but the wind-up copper robot. They get to the mountain and begin sneaking up just before dawn until TikTok steps on the tiger's tail.
But my tail hasn't hurt like this since I tried to eat it.
The Green Gobbler wakes up and takes Dorothy to Tyrone, who is clearly not a morning person.
I think you're just awful.
Whoa, harsh language, young lady.
Do not remind me of what I might have been.
You make toys, and soon it'll be Christmas, and you live in Oz.
Toys? Christmas? Oz? I don't get the connection.
Don't sing, please don't sing.
Three magic words.
Gah! Now, whether or not there's anything to the idea that inside every villain is a good person waiting to be free, I don't think singing at them is the solution. But it works for Tyrone the Terrible Toy Tinker just before the tiger tries attacking him, because the tiger doesn't know that Tyrone has reformed, because lucky tiger, he didn't have to sit through the song. You'll notice that you didn't have to either, darling. You are welcome. I think the song turned me into a villain. Anyway, Tyrone backs away and accidentally drops the powder of life keg, and it smashes against the volcano floor, which of course brings the dead volcano to life, so the Green Gobbler flies them all away just in time. Ozma, the Queen of Oz, rewards Dorothy by bringing the house with Auntie Em and Uncle Henry to Oz, and apparently they're all just gonna live there now. Does Ozma have any idea what confusion this will cause for the bank back in Kansas? The wizard was apparently hiding in the chimney, so now he's in Oz as well. So now the entire gang and then some are back together forever in Oz until some other random thing happens, but thankfully not right now. Now the fact is, most cartoon shorts don't really survive very long outside of the dumpster, and this one, being possibly nostalgic but overall unremarkable, is not one of the lucky few. However, you parents of young children could consider this for Thanksgiving entertainment this year. Sit down, parents, and listen to this person who has never had to raise a child before. Dorothy is able to talk down the tiger and Tyrone and show them that they don't really want to hurt people. Granted, it's mind-numbingly simple the way she does it, but you know. Though it does seem to whitewash American history a bit, as often happens in elementary schools around the country, at least very little detail is given about the events in question. Although the Thanksgiving theme really is shoehorned in overall. The most important aspect of this cartoon for parenting, however, is it is a means to occupy your child while you complete a necessary task. It's stupid enough that you, as an adult, won't get sucked into it, so you are free to finish that chore or enjoy that glass of wine without a child pestering you. And if you do get stuck watching it for whatever reason, at least it's short. Happy Thanksgiving. If nothing else, be grateful for your loved ones. And eat a lot. Just look at this time of year and say to yourself, gobble, gobble. No, don't say that. Don't ever say that.
With pains in your button, a bone up your back, and a heart that wants to believe.
I wonder if my neighbors can see me doing this.